Hi, I'm Cindy Stephenson Tuttle with the Historic Saluda Committee, and I am at Friendship Baptist Church in Saluda, North Carolina, and this is a very historic church. It was actually founded in 1834, and the original church, from what I've been told, was directly across the street. And I'll be shooting some more scenes of the area so that you can see for yourself what it looks like here. There are a lot of people from Saluda, some well-known folks that are buried out here. We're going to go and take a walk through the cemetery, and I'll share a few images of some of the gravestones that are out here, and we're going to focus on one in particular. But this church originally was served by both Methodist and Baptist, and it was that way for many, many years, and it actually sits on the old Howard Gap Trail. So now I'm going to show you some more views of the church so you can get a better idea of what it looks like. There's actually graves in the back, as well as wrapping around this entire huge cemetery. It is right off of the old Howard Gap Road, or maybe I should say the current Howard Gap Road. But this road actually is the old Howard Gap Road, and it leads straight out onto Interstate 26. So this, what's paved now, goes straight out to 26 and dead ends, but this used to be the old Howard Gap Drover's Trail. This is the very oldest part of the cemetery. As you can see, there are a lot of field stones and unidentified graves here. However, if you go on the website Find a Grave, it's amazing what they have actually been able to document about who's buried here. We're here on a Saturday evening in June, and it's already starting to get a little dark. Hopefully the light's going to hold up for me to show you these really, really old graves back here. I find this absolutely fascinating. I'd like to know more about the people that are buried here. Maybe some of you viewers know more about these graves, and you can let us know in the comments below. This one has a relatively new marker. David Dalton, 1752 to 1835. Amazing. So this grave is from 1835. I'm not sure about the Dalton family. I'm going to have to do some research on that. But I do believe that most of these graves are, or a lot of these graves are Daltons. I'm going to have to come back when it's brighter. Try to clean off some of these graves. I will point out that I know for a fact that there's a single grave down in the woods here. Or there may be more, but there's a cross in the woods. I'll come another day. I don't know who's buried back there, but I've always wondered. There's no name. It's just a white wooden cross with some field stones around the base of it, or just some stones. These markers are carved by hand. I don't know if these are possibly African American graves. I have heard there's some Indian graves out here. That's my husband coming along the path. This one's got some bulbs planted around it. Somebody probably did that in recent years. This is really an old cemetery and an old church. I hope you can see this. This is why that I brought you down here. It says, dedicated to the memory of Peter Guice, 1788-1873, royal forefather, wilderness pioneer, Henderson Polk counties by descendants in 1991. So I'm making the assumption that he's actually buried here, but I'm not sure we know that for sure. His son, Joseph, is right beside him, and I apologize if you cannot make that out. Peter Guice, many of you have heard his name. There's a bridge over the Green River that he's named for, and on the bridge memorial it is G-U-I-C-E. Peter Guice is my fourth great-grandfather, and Joseph, who's buried next to him, is my third great-grandfather. And I found an interesting summation about Peter Guice on the Find a Grave website. I'm not real sure who posted it. I'm kind of making the assumption it may be the people that put this marker here, which are some of our mutual my mutual cousins. Everybody laughs and says I'm kin to everybody. But anyway, Peter Guice was born in Buncombe County to parents who settled there soon after the Revolutionary War. Guice family members received land grants on both sides of the Green River and Peter built the first bridge over the river in what became Henderson County. Drovers, traders, and settlers used an ancient Indian trail along Howard Gap to cross the Blue Ridge from South Carolina to Tennessee, a principal route used by settlers and traders to enter what is now Henderson County from the south. Drovers moved livestock to markets through the mountains along this corridor, which supplied the principal pass through the region. Young Peter Guice realized the need for a bridge and way station, both of which he constructed. He also ran a grist mill and a blacksmith shop. Guice's Inn served as an overnight stopover with accommodations and provisions for drovers and their livestock. The wooden toll bridge, much lower than the present one, built around 1820, added a measure of convenience and safety. Peter Guice's son, Joseph Alexander Guice, 1821 to 1900, repaired the bridge and took over operations and was succeeded by his son, William Dockery Guice, also a great-grandfather of mine. He lived from 1854 to 1924. And his grandson, Joseph Joe Ripley Guice, 1883 to 1918, Joe replaced the original bridge, which had washed away during the 1916 flood. I am not sure where the other descendants are buried, but I did know that these two were here. And this is from this view of Peter Guice's burial site. And I'm not sure what this is. I'm sure it's a grave. Sometimes stones are put on top of graves to keep animals from digging them up. I will say that I had Peter Guice on my mind because recently I went to the memorial site where there's a plaque at the rest stop on Interstate 26, southbound out of Asheville. And they built a new rest stop there, and the marker was nowhere to be found. So I contacted DOT, spoke with a really nice lady, and she reassured me that they're going to be placing that marker back up for him. And so when I go and check to see if it's back in its place, I'll probably take some pictures of it and put it on Facebook so everybody knows. The Peter Guice Bridge is the Green River Bridge, the infamous Green River Bridge over I-26 between Saluda and Asheville. Or maybe I should say between Saluda and Hendersonville. It's not always a popular bridge to drive over because of the dangers of that interstate. So we're going to come back out of the dip there where it had gotten kind of dark, and you can see the church from this side. So I'll come back one day and we'll feature someone else that's buried out here. I understand there's some very interesting graves. Interesting people. Some of Saluda's icons are buried out here, so we'll come back one day and we'll feature someone else. You can really hear I-26 in the background. I didn't mention that we're on top of 26. You can see this church from when you top the grade coming from South Carolina off 74 to 26. You top the grade, you can actually see this church as you're approaching Saluda. There's a lot of Gilberts buried out here, a lot of Thompsons. Wow, look at this marker for Angie Gilbert. February 14th, 1867 to May 28th, 1914. The end was peace. A lot of lauders here. Lauder is lauder spelled like laughter. It looks like laughter, but it's lauder. Lots of statins. Forests. This is Friendship Baptist Church in Saluda, North Carolina, and we are on site, and I do hope to have some more videos in the future like this, to where we're on site and showing you some interesting things. Saluda is rich in history, and we want to share that with you.